leader and bigger impactor for his team.
Well, heading to Villa, like you said, a scary map, I think, for the Beast Coast style of play we saw yesterday, and especially favoring DarkZero, a team that likes to play a good old-fashioned siege. A team that will set up and execute for 2.5 minutes and will go 3-2-1, and they will push into that bomb site and decimate any defensive team in their path. They will be starting out on the defensive side, so we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see how they shape up on the attack. But Villa defense, that is where they will begin. The operator bans first, of course. The Thatcher and the Flores taken off the board, though, so it does not look like we're going to see any more of that operator ban creativity on the attacking side for this week.
No, and it makes sense because, Thatcher, as we always talk about, it's just annoying to have open. Flores, phenomenal operator on the side of Villa with all that utility that you gotta clear, the shields, the ADSs, Midas, etc., and those key positions on the defensive side of things. Mira, again, a stable, normal, some would say boring operator to be banned, and Valkyrie will follow troop as well. So the absolute most vanilla situation of a operator banning phase so far for both teams, and they agree that we're gonna have a quote-unquote classic style of Villa. Neither team really knows what to expect, in terms of target bans. So that's what we're going to see here going forward, a classic style.
Yeah, maybe classic, but operator or attacker repick is always something spicy, and that will take what could be a classic map and turn it into something unpredictable, but we'll have to wait a little bit longer to see exactly if that comes to reality. One more thing to point out, I know I've talked about the power of the Valkyrie before, but even more so on a map like Villa, where attacking teams are working their way in across this map, generally clearing from one side of that top floor to the other. Banning the Valkyrie is a very smart decision because pretty much as you walk your way across the map, almost everything you touch is a soft floor. A pre-placed C4 can pretty much end the hope of any attacking team as they work their way into the building. So DarkZero don't want to deal with that, nor do they want to have that advantage on their side of things either. As I said, starting out on the defense. They'll begin things over on the Aviator in-game site on this south side of the top floor to start out the match.
And the great thing about today is that we've seen quite a lot of Chalet, and Villa and Chalet kind of go hand in hand in how you play the map. And you see it right now on your screen. It's an AVG defense, but you extend over towards that master bedroom trophy statue bomb site because you need to extend out as a defender and slow down the attackers, contest them on the ground, and Eclipse actually showing us some more Thorn action. It was Iconic who played it first on Skyscraper earlier yesterday, rather, in their game and their debut, and now it's Eclipse's turn to show this operator's powerfulness as well.
Yeah, using those Razor Bloom grenades on an extension like this, I suppose putting them near those entry points, right at that master door, for example, right when those attackers push their way in, right when they cross that threshold, that moment of no return, those grenades could force the attackers even further into your line of sight and allow you to get those kills. I suspect that is what Eclipse is hoping for, as he and Hyper over on the trophy side of things will be holding down this extension as the round begins. But Beast Coast, they're not wasting any time to push their way into this extension. You've got Sweater on the Finca already challenging these players, trying to establish that angle all the way through 90. You do have some support here from Surf, who's working his way through the bathroom. He'll be challenged, though, by Canadian on these Astro stairs, and neither player hitting their shots initially, but Surf prevails. Drip and Sweater will follow things up, and an explosive start for Beast Coast.
Very explosive and also very messy. Troy, I believe, wasted like most of his magazine, unfortunately, and didn't get the kill that seemed to be so free, but got shut down indeed. Now it's NGR and Pambas who are going to have to clutch this out together, 2 versus 5. And Beast Coast, when they played against Parabellum Border, they thrived when they got the opening kills, when their opponent swung into their guns. And that's what DC did, and it did not work. And that's kind of where Beast Coast gets very scary, because they got the power and they got the aggression to really push through when they get the advantage.
Well, things for DZ are already looking perilous, as NJR is now the last player standing. He'll take care of Slash, but he needs to find a couple of more. Good shot there onto Surf. Okay, making something happen, but he still has to find 3 more. The attacking team still has a minute to work with, a lot of utility, still 4 drones in pocket. Pretty much anything they want to do, it is within their power to get it done. NJR hoping to go unnoticed and maybe catch a couple more of these 1v1s, but he'll get spotted out as he swings over by the red stairs, and Sweater will finish him off, take things down, and Beast Coast will kick off with a win.
So the fun thing is that I think Beast Coast's weakness is... I mean, that's some good vibes right there in the comms. I think Beast Coast's weakness is honestly when it comes down to their execution and problem solving. And when they arrived at the master bedroom area of the map, the triple wall in front of them towards statue was reinforced as a kite claw blocking off the possibility of a breach. And Beast Coast did not really manage to problem solve that situation, but they did manage to find 3 kills very quickly. And my question basically is this. If DarkZero can play passive enough to, yes, still hold the ground and contest and slow down Beast Coast, but not surrender early kills or free kills for them, do they have a way to break through the walls and break through the problem-solving area of the game? Because that's where their weaknesses were against Parabellum. So DarkZero, while they do want to keep up the aggression, I don't think they should challenge too hard into Beast Coast, because I think arguably Beast Coast is more favored in those 1v1 gunplay fights.
Yeah, that's fair. They've got a lot of gun power on this new roster. They've got a lot of that aggressive tendencies, like you've said, Nick. So yeah, going into that strategy for DarkZero may be more of a gamble than something they actually want to do on a regular basis, at least. They will do a little bit of a roam, maybe not as much of an extension than last time. Of course, a vertical extension is pretty typical on this kitchen and dining first floor bomb site, but a horizontal one on this top floor, right? You've got Hyper in play, isn't too atypical either. Likely we're going to see him shoot a couple of drones and start to fall back and not overstay his welcome, but you never know. We've seen these DarkZero players get aggressive over the last Playday, and we've seen Panba really heat up when going into that kind of playstyle mode.
Yeah, when Panba shows up, it's party time. That's what the saying is. And BC right now working their way through the map on the study side. Sweater on the entry, Drip actually droning for him, and Slash droning as well outside that 90 window. And this basically means that BC will do a full-on map control clear. They have to work their way towards top red where Sweater currently is, get all their people up, leapfrog the drone so everybody can get together, and then they gotta start attacking the actual extension from DarkZero. That's gonna be in this trophy statue master bedroom position, and of course the bomb site inside of kitchen dining. So right now we're in that stage 2 of the round. We're setting up their flank drones, taking map control, and then we can talk about, if you're Slash from Beast Coast, the IGL say, alright guys, what does the setup look like? Where are we going to attack? Who do we need in which position to make this work? And right now it's a master bedroom rotation to try and help take that top floor control by the looks of it from Surf.
Right, if you got Slash in play on that buck, using that skeleton key, his main priority is going to be getting that floor open, using that soft destruction to force those defenders to relocate. Right now, he's on the upside down rappel, trying to spot out a couple of these defensive players as they move around. Hyper is one of them, trying to sneak by the watchful eye of Beast Coast, trying to remain unnoticed just by that boar window. He's not going to get challenged yet because Beast Coast, they might be looking to get a little bit of a pivot going. We don't see anybody entering that top floor anymore. In fact, Surf is upstairs, but the rest of the team is working their way down below. That's going to cost Slash his life, however, as Eclipse will take that gunfight and win it. Surf, the last player upstairs, the other 3 focused on the site.
Yeah, and Beast Coast, they started on study side, and now they've all left that area. Then they took somewhat of master bedroom control, but then most of them left as well. They're inside of laundry now, so they've spent so much time, but they've gained so little, and Beast Coast doesn't really have a foot in this map besides a single player that's inside the building, and while Eclipse keeps finding free kills.
Yeah, Eclipse is just racking up the kills right now. I imagine he'll work his way back to site shortly because Canadian is starting to get pressured by both Anthony and Sweater as they look to make a move. I imagine Drip is trying to continue his kill streak as he's found 1, and he'll look to get a second as he works his way in this round because he's going to need it. He's going to need that to bring Beast Coast back in this round and return their hope if he wants to get this one done. But Canadian shutting down Anthony is going to make this one even harder for them to make something happen. There he goes. He will collect the kill onto Panba, who's yet to find a kill so far. But with 5 seconds left, Beast Coast just have to sprint on it and is not looking good for them. Eclipse takes down Drip, and Sweater is finished off in due time. And just like that, DarkZero will tie us up at 1.
That they will. This is exactly what I was mentioning earlier. It's like, what if DarkZero doesn't surrender the kills for free? What does Beast Coast do? And it's like, again, they're problem solving. They didn't really take top floor control ever. They didn't contest the extension. They didn't really get away into the bomb side. And then they lost 2 players without challenging or trading back at all. And then DarkZero were laughing because they had master bedroom control. They had the hatch control inside of laundry. And they still had the entirety of the bomb side safe and sound from NGR and Canadian. So they really didn't have any way to lose that round. And that's the thing. Beast Coast, they need to try and find a way to break out the rounds when they don't get the advantage as well, because otherwise your attacking rounds will be difficult against the more quote-unquote strategical or passive team as DarkZero.
Well, Hyper will be bringing out the Warden, and that's something we can talk about for a little bit because the Warden pick is something that is going to be a lot harder to get right now that repick is a thing and there's no longer that reveal phase. This is something we talked about off broadcast earlier, but when you have the Ying revealed during that reveal phase in our old meta before repick was introduced, the defensive team could say, you know what, time to 6-pick to the Warden, let's bring him out just to be safe. But now the attacking team can bring out that Ying whenever they want. They can adjust whenever they see that Warden, they can just 6 off it and they can change up their strategy around it. So it looks like Hyper will be taking that gamble and bringing out a deployable shield. It's not too big of a deal if there's no Ying and there's no direct utility that he can counter because after all, a deployable shield is a valuable piece of utility to have.
It is. It's almost like Warden now acts like a fail-safe mechanic where, okay, in case they bring the Ying, that was their intention, we're going to bring the Warden. And if they don't, as you said, we got a deployable shield, we got the MPX weapon, or shotgun if that's what you want, and you can still be a fully functional operator. And I mean, Surf did go from Sledge onto Twitch. Twitch did bring the 2 smoke grenades, so at the very, very least, Hyper can see through those 2 smoke grenades from Surf and then get a little bit of value out of the gadget. But of course, that's not the primary reason as to why you pick it. That's typically for the flashbangs, and Hyper holding on. Again, not contesting too much. As I said, the pre-fight does come through. NDR taking some damage while Canadian roams down below. Opening kill goes in the side of beastcoast. It's Sweater inside the master bedroom, finding Eclipse, taking him off the board. That's Melusi on the ground, but the gadget lives on in those pesky banshees that have been put down in the prep phase.
Canadian looking to get this man count back. Maybe looking to rip the C4 and toss it towards the ceiling above him. But right now, no Beast Coast attacker is exactly on the mark he's looking for. Sweater, though, he's working his way towards that position. The soft floor where he could find himself in dire straits. Canadian likely launching that one up and making a quick escape, but no, keeping the nitro cell in pocket for now. Saving that utility possibly for the plant denial. Only one C4 in pocket after all. You combine that with the smokes that NJR is wielding, and it's possible you're going to want to save those a little bit later. But right now, he is below, all the way in the basement, trying to work his way back to the site because Beast Coast now have full control of the north side of this top floor.
I think that's a very good point because Canadian could have tossed that C4 and most likely killed Sweater, but that doesn't really grant you anything if you don't have a C4 later on to deny the plant. So Canadian's sticking around on this basement red stairs with the C4 in his pocket. It gives DarkZero the opportunity of a win condition that is denying the plant, not just from the toxic base from NGR, but Hyper finds himself killed by Surf on that F2, and now DarkZero, they have to get a kill somewhere to somewhat even back the man count.
Yeah, Hyper was just kind of lying on the floor, droned out by the Yana clone, and then Beast Coast made the call, just swing in and take him down. Slash collects NJR, and Surf finishes off Panba, and just like that, Canadian, who rotated back to the site, is only there a little bit too late. Anthony's the one to finish him off, but a flawless round from Beast Coast, and another round where Beast Coast started off with the opening pick, and they just do not let up on the gas since that moment.
Yep, it's again, opening pick from Sweater, and since then it was full pedal to the metal, and honestly, such a casual, flawless round, just like 1v1s, v1v1s, just going their favor each and every single time. And it was unfortunate that Hyper got kind of caught off guard because Iana droned him from the study side of things. His back was turned towards it. When he went off the prone key, he was caught basically mid-sprint. Gun wasn't out, and Surf got an easy kill there. And now DarkZero are opting to change the bomb site again and go to that trophy bomb site instead, as AVG hasn't really worked out in their favor yet. They're saying, you know what? Let's not go back there just yet.
Yeah, they tried it twice, failed it twice. Beast Coast seemed to have that site handled just fine, so changing it up by heading over to Trophy and Statuary. But this site operates very similarly to its sister bomb site of Aviator in games, right? The attacking team will often play it almost a mirror image in terms of where they make their entry and how they work their way across the top floor. Instead of working your way in on the master side, clearing through 90, you start your way on the study side, the Aviator in game side. Then you clear through 90, then you try to approach the site. We could see teams go a little bit more direct. You just hop into master, you open up that triple wall as soon as you can, and based on these Beast Coast spawns actually, at least from Anthony, we may be seeing something in that vein.
Certainly, and this is like kind of where the IGL leadership comes into play, right? Because it's one of those situations of what would you like to do? There's no right or wrong answer, really. It comes down to preference and play style. It is that extension, as you mentioned, on the AVG side, Panba main stairs, with the support of Hyper inside of AVG itself. And Beast Coast, they haven't really made a full decision yet as to where to push, but there are 2 players outside that study balcony, so at the very least, have a bit of a presence there, create some distractions, open up a door or a window, but it does appear that the main push from Beast Coast right now is actually on the roof of all places because they're making a rotation or droning out for information to make the decision to make the rotation and figure out what their game plan is. Slash right now droning inside a bore window. That's going to indicate, what's clear and what's not, while Sweater and Surf on this main side of things will take easy map control because DarkZero has completely given up the side of the map.
Yeah, not looking to contest it too heavily. Like you said, maybe playing a bit more of a passive style, forcing Beast Coast to really make all the progress themselves rather than presenting those gunfights to them and giving them those early fights that they are probably looking for, in all honesty. But Beast Coast, they're not hurried about this attack just yet. They are starting this one off pretty slowly to mirror that DarkZero style of defense, and we see Anthony approaching on that master side while a couple of his other teammates work their way in around the other side of the map. It's actually Drip over on the complete other side of the map to find the scoreboard first, taking down Hyper, who's not going to be able to regenerate any more of those Womai magnets for the remainder of round number 4.
Yeah, and that's going to not bode well for Canadian because he's inside that master bedroom closet, and all he really has to protect him now are ADSs, right? And hopefully he has all 3 because once these nades come flying, once they figure out the position, he's going to be in a world of hurt because this closet master bedroom position is one of those everything in one, all the eggs in one basket style where Canadian will either have to die in this room or fight for his life in this room. And sure, Eclipse is inside of in bathroom. He can somewhat help him out. There's a guy on the master bedroom door as well. But Canadian's position is so limited. But that was not a fake Iona clone. That was the real deal. It's Anthony off the board.
Oh
Eclipse,
my
what
goodness!
a nice shot. That is Strip off the board as well.
Hits a shot onto Drip all the way on that master window. Eclipse protecting Canadian with his life, and it's working beautifully. The tides have completely turned because Beast Coast are now on the back foot, and time is ticking away, and they do not have a lot of options. NJR will shut down Surf as he tries to get something going. Eclipse, there's a triple for him as he swings the Astro stairs, cleaned up quickly by Panba, and the round for DarkZero to tie us up 2-2.
That's not a DarkZero round. That is an Eclipse round, single-handedly saying, you know what, this is looking kind of dicey. Let me just go, whoop, whoop, get 2 kills, find the 3rd as well, shut down BC in the tracks. This Anthony Iona trick, or not trick rather, but the pushing on that window, extremely aggressive, a little bit questionable. There was no follow-up, there was no trade. The closet window itself on the master bedroom balcony hadn't even been opened up, which meant Eclipse wasn't under any exterior pressure when he went for that 1-versus-1 swing, and it just made his job a little bit easier, and he had way more confidence going into that gunfight. And now we're back in kitchen where DarkZero previously found success, and we're tied up 2-2.
Yeah, DarkZero really seemed to benefit them, changing up that bomb site, forcing Beast Coast to go to a different attacking rhythm. You said it, not giving those gunfights away, but keeping the sights loose, varying it up so Beast Coast are staying on their toes. But yes, heading back to Kitchen and Dining where they were able to secure a win last time they were here, much in part to a top floor extension and a very strong passive style of defense that really was focused on utility, was focused on passivity, and was focused on just forcing Beast Coast into an uncomfortable spot.
Yeah, in the same similar fashion now, this triple wall has not been fully reinforced. The 3rd wall on the left-hand side is soft. That kind of gives more pressure onto the attackers if they want to come and contest it, which kind of works the same way as when you're defending the trophy bomb site itself like the previous round. And because of the success that they had, they're going to mirror that same exact style on the dining kitchen bomb site. Hyper doing the same thing as well on that extension, on the office side of things on AVG, making sure that nobody will come in for free. And usually Hyper falls back around that 2-minute mark, so a minute into it, when he says, okay, well, no one is actually coming on this side of the map, I can now go back and help my teammate on the other side. And we do see indeed that Beast Coast are going to challenge the direct approach on the triple wall to hopefully gain vertical control to then hit the bomb site. But this is not an easy task because this triple wall has a soft spot. That means the closet jump in is dangerous.
Right, you can't just jump in closet, get into master for free, and start pressuring that wall right away. You've got to fight through Panba. You've got to fight through Eclipse, who we've already seen is a beast in this position. He has found himself in a tough spot, though, so he's trying to use this C4 to get out of it, but he doesn't get it out the window in time. He gets flashed. He can't quite get the right angle, so it'll be a C4 wasted, and Eclipse still in a bit of a pickle. He wants to fight his way out of this. He knows there's going to be players holding several angles on his position, but look at this. Somebody has creeped their way into Master, and I think DarkZero are not quite aware of this. Surf has already taken an advanced position, and there it is, catching Eclipse totally off guard and collecting that kill, but Surf is not done. He's going to swing around the brick door. He's going to look for the 2nd, and he'll take the head of Panba as well.
Almost a 3rd as well there. Hyper almost got challenged by Surf, and Surf, one of the MVPs of day 1, looking really good now already on day 2. So so far seen out 5 kills in the first 5 rounds, so averaging 1 a round so far, looking very nicely for him. Sweater there as well in 5 and 2, but NGR shuts down Surf. Canadian follows it up on Slash, and now we're back 3 versus 3 with a minute to go.
Yeah, great recovery there from DarkZero, returning this one to an even man count. But as I say that, Drip steps up and takes down NJR as the laundry push really is all that Beast Coast have left. Canadian taking down Anthony means it is all up to Drip to get this plant down. He looks like he wants this Tetris plant spot, and he is going to stick that with Sweater on the coverage. He'll spot out the player swinging that China door. He knows there's somebody pushing into Memo. That's Hyper looking to get this angle from behind, but we are in a post plant now. Hyper downing Drip. Canadian with the finisher, and it's all up to Sweater in this 1v2. Spraying towards Memo, but uncertain, hits a good shot onto Canadian, through the wall, takes down Hyper, and takes the round for Beast Coast.
What a monumental round in situations to get that, but a wallbang and a pre-fire in that 1 versus 2, isolating each gunfight, not allowing DC to push up and isolate him instead. Hyper himself here got the injure with the wallbang, but Sweater, he tracked the bullets back to where they came from and found the head of his own. That is Hyper, last man standing, taken off the board, and Beast Coast takes the lead in round count.
Oh man, Beast Coast keeping it exciting here. I mean, this has been a back and forth game if there ever is one. I mean, not only are we back and forth between rounds and other rounds, but we are seeing this back and forth inside of each round as well. It's Beast Coast taking that advantage. DarkZero clawing that one back. And then look at Sweater just pulling it out in the end. Doing great work on that Finka. 7 kills to his name so far, joined by Surf with 5 kills as well. Really starting to put up numbers mirroring their performance from yesterday against PB. The big thing for DarkZero is that Panba really hasn't done much in terms of heating up. I mean, he was that star player yesterday. He went insane. I mean, I'm trying to see how many kills he got. 12 and 5. He was 2 and 1 on the entry. He was putting up numbers, 70% cost. He was looking good. Right now, he is 1 and 4 and hasn't quite made that impact.
Yeah, as Cookie said, it was a 4K and an ace that got 9 of those 12 kills, so 2 rounds alone. And more interestingly than that, we're seeing DarkZero take us to all 4 bomb sites. It was AVG Kitchen, AVG Trophy, back to Kitchen, and now on this final defensive round, the 6th round of this map so far, is now the Living Room Library. And this, I think, is just to kind of throw another issue in the face of Beast Coast, because they got comfortable attacking the previous bomb sites, and we've seen a different operator as well from the side of Beast Coast and Slash, because Slash was on the block originally and used the attacker repick to go on to Amaro of all operators, which doesn't necessarily have a direct impact on this particular bomb site, but the option to go really fast or up a hatch, into a window, etc., the aggression again is of course something that the Amaro allows for Slash to really go crazy with.
Well, it's amazing. In our first villa of the year in the NAL, we already have a Living Room Library defense, so that's good to see.
On
and
the
that
board.
Could theoretically be exactly the recipe that DarkZero needs to put Beast Coast in that uncomfortable position that we've talked about already. When Beast Coast don't really have that cohesive attacking plan, we can see it gets them flustered, it loses them some kills, and that's exactly what DarkZero are hoping they can emulate once again with a very important top floor hold. You also have Canadian on the red stairs, hoping to cut off this 90 position. He really needs to be forced out, otherwise Beast Coast are not going to be able to push from this north side of the map into Aviator where they need to get.
Yeah, and you Sweater doing the same thing every round, just kind of waiting around for somebody to swing by. And well, this time around DC, they do swing, but they get away with the life. Everybody's full on HP from the defensive side, as well as the attackers. Canadian now with that call that Sweater is around that statue door, has been called up the red stairs for reinforcements in case he wants to swing. So DC trying to play the numbers advantage here.
Well, here comes a drop from Sweater. Yes, a rotation around. They're going to hit the site from the back. Like you said, they're not going to clear up above, and DarkZero need to realize this soon, otherwise they could get absolutely caught off guard. And like I said earlier, absolutely bamboozled. Sweater's going to continue this, or start off this execute at least with a nade, but NJR is going to challenge on him and make sure he stays uncomfortable in this position. Slash has that Amaro and could try to come up from below at any time, but right now it is a head-on approach from Beast Coast, and DarkZero are more than ready. Hyper takes down 2. Drip says goodbye. Slash trying to get this diffuser down, but he is in a tough spot. He's taken down. The diffuser is dropped in the middle of the site. It is Anthony and Surf who are nowhere near close enough to support their down teammate. Still, DarkZero up above on the coverage on the site, swarming Beast Coast before this attack could really even get going. Canadian takes down Surf, and it is all over, but Anthony, who has tried to make something happen, NJR takes him down, and DarkZero on Living Room Library deliver a flawless round to tie us up.
flawless round. That is now the second time in this matchup because on the third round, it was BC, Beast Coast. They had their flawless time, and now DC in the sixth round, 3 rounds later, they had a flawless of their own. And this brings us to this real interesting position that it's a very tied up match, both in terms of round count. Both teams have a flawless situation. There's been clutches back and forth, standout performances, and that round in particular really brings me back to Beast Coast's previous game against Parabellum on Border, where they were attacking the Armory bomb site, and Parabellum were extended into security, and Beast Coast didn't know what to do about it. They just rushed into Armory. The same kind of story happened at previous living room bomb site defense. Beast Coast didn't have a clear plan or strategy, so they 180-degree turned around middle of the round and just hit the site directly, trying to go for that desperate plant position, but the vertical play, the toxic bigs from DarkZero, locked down all their positions. They had nowhere that was safe for them, and therefore got shut down with ease. But now we got the side swap. Beast Coast are on the defense.
Yeah, all those lessons, all those things we could talk about on that first half, we can essentially throw those out the window because we have a competitive as heck map, and we are going into the second half of it right now. Beast Coast on the defensive side, they'll be looking to maybe use some of that aggressive energy from the attack and try to show it up on the defense as much as they can. I mean, Sweater's playing the Mozzie. I expect him to be running around this map. Surf's on that Jaeger. He's feeling confident. I expect him to be running around as well. And if you look at it, we've only got 3 players really near the site. 3 defenders, that is. Only 2 upstairs, Drip and Anthony. You've got Surf down below. Over on the other side of the map, you've got Sweater looking to contest this kitchen and dining entry coming in from Canadian. And there it is, taking the head of Canadian before the round could really even get started.
And that's the Jackal, right? That's the attacker repeat. Like, oh, these guys are going to be roaming. Let's get the Jackal on track to feed. And then the opening kill is Canadian on the Jackal in the first 30-40 seconds. And that's going to leave DarkZero with a lot less information to work with. All they will have now are drones. And all Canadian can do is watch those cams as he has fallen earlier on the round. But this 4v5 opening is not what you want, because on Villa in particular, the numbers advantage, having a higher man count than your opponent, is extremely advantageous because of defenders having so many different crossfires and so many fortifiable positions. This main stairs position that NGR is staring down the gun barrel with is one of those positions where Surf is playing. It's hard to clear it out, and it's even harder when you have one less player on the board.
Yeah, DarkZero, knowing that they are already down a man, are hoping that these nades from below could find something, at the very least some damage onto Beast Coast. It won't be the nade to deal damage to Drip. It'll just be Hyper, who looks through those floor holes he had made with that frag grenade previously. But Drip will relocate outside of that aviator door, and he will be just fine to sit back and get on those yokai drones for the remainder of the round. DarkZero trying to make a bit of a push into study, but Anthony is not going to allow that to happen as long as he is alive, and that deployable shield is still up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you got 3 flashbangs on Eclipse and 2 nades on NGR. So in a perfect world, you got to work together with those 2 particular players, clear out the ADSs, burn them down, and throw the grenade, clear the shield top main to apply pressure. But Surf on the main stairs itself is going to make that even more difficult. Slash playing top red as well, really locking down all the opportunity areas for DarkZero. C4 comes out, nothing comes out of it, because a player from DC just walks slightly backwards.
Yeah, well, it's not a huge deal because plant denial, there is still so much in the pocket of Beast Coast. Another C4, smokes and yokai drones, and heck, just use your bullets and you can take down DarkZero before they can even get in the site. Panba's done for. NJR is dealt with thanks to Slash and a nice shotgun. Drip takes down Eclipse, and it's all up to Hyper just like that. Beast Coast really want another flawless round. They've got all 5 players up, and there is pretty much nothing that Hyper can do. He's got to recover that diffuser, find a lot of kills, and simply does not have enough time to do it here in round number 7. I don't think he's even going to bother going upstairs, just sitting below for the remainder of the round, maybe using a couple of seconds here to talk it over with the rest of his team, see what they can do better next time they come to this site. At the very least, he will deny the flawless round, but if you're thinking Beast Coast dominance, consider that a flawless round in your book.
Yeah, I was going to say, in my book, that is a flawless round. I mean, sure, one player, I think it was Slash, swung down for fun. He died, Hyper stayed live, KD, Pat statting, whatever. But that is, technically speaking, a flawless round because the round was over. It's a 1 versus 5, and Hyper wasn't even trying to really win it out. There wasn't any time either, no case, as you mentioned. So Beast Coast actually looking very impressive. They continue to get that early aggression, the open advantage, and then actually played quite disciplined, right? They came back towards the bomb side, Slashhawk locked down the top red side of the map. We had Surf and Anthony playing top main together in Union as well. So all the quote-unquote weak areas or possible entries for DarkZero were reinforced by Beast Coast, where if they were to try and challenge, there'll be 1 or 2 players ready to swing you, to challenge together, and really reduce your odds of winning. And now going to this trophy bomb site instead, all 3 walls in towards master bedroom will be reinforced. Surf reinforcing off the vault wall here in 90. That's going to indicate once again that extension on the map that, well, yes, the bomb site sure enough is on statue trophy, but you want to have some sort of presence in the AVG area to once again slow down the attackers, which now are DarkZero, and Canadian is once again on the Jaggle, and I think that he's hoping to get the gadget to be used this time around and not that early on, because when you got people like Surf, like Drip, like Sweater just running out the map, it can be so infuriating, right? You got drones, you got the whole thing on attack, and all it takes is one fast boy shooting a few bullets and you're done.
Well, as Beast Coast have now taken the lead back from DarkZero for the 4th time, all my mind can think about is our prediction percentage here.
Oh, no.
Nick. And I'm worried about that coin retaking us again. That would be terrifying. But one thing that I did say maybe when making my prediction does seem to be true.
Yeah.
That this is going to be a close game. It has been back and forth the entire time. That pattern, one team, the other team, DarkZero, Beast Coast, it has continued the entire time. Beast Coast, of course, looking to finally break that pattern and establish a 2-round lead. They're going to try to do that here in round number 8. As like you said, we are going to Trophy and Statuary, the other side of this top floor, and DarkZero once again need to work their way through some aggressive, some hungry defenders looking for some early frags.
Yeah, they are, and they're not really finding any so far. And Nate, once again, from below, we got Jaggle Canadian downstairs in Library Living, looking for someone to lurk down there as well and scan his feet. Surf inside of 90, locking down the top main push here. No drones really coming from DarkZero just yet, and they spend both nades now vertically from the side of Hyper, which means NJR is the only grenade player left standing. NJR tries to take a fight alone, but there's 2 people that swings back, and Surf finds 1, he finds 2, and his DarkZero is shot down instantaneously.
I have no idea how Surf was able to line up both of those kills there, but yeah, Canadian comes back and immediately equalizes. Something that DarkZero have done amazingly well so far is even when Beast Coast get these opening frags, they find a way to neutralize that advantage, but it's not over yet. You still have Sweater to worry about, but thankfully Panba spots his head and takes him down, and just in the span of, 20 seconds, DarkZero have now gone from a 2-man disadvantage to 1-man up.
It's a scrappy round from both teams because it is that back and forth. What looked like a great beginning for BC, well, Canadian quickly turned that around from downstairs, got 1 kill, walked up the red stairs, found a second, and now, well, Surf is still alive, so is Anthony. 3 toxic babes, shield somewhere on the bomb side, and there's no grenades or explosive utility from the side of DC, so that will be a problem. But they got flashbangs and smokes to work with, so as long as they utilize their utility, they should have no problem making their way through this bomb site.
They may be looking to make a push from the backside, but Anthony is just sitting there and waiting for them, dropping the diffuser down as Eclipse doesn't have that in pocket anymore. Panba says goodnight as Anthony slams him with the SMG-11, and it's going to have to be Canadian to do the rest of the work for his team. He got the 2 kills to equalize. He's going to need 2 more, but as he turns to face the Evil Eye, the call goes out. Beast Coast steps up, and it is Anthony with the final 3 kills to give Beast Coast the lead again and to make sure the pattern is finally broken. Beast Coast take 2 rounds in a row, and they stretch their lead to 2 as well.
Yeah, that's a great call right on that Meister bubble. That's the Meister cameras, the Evil Eyes. We call them bubbles in competitive play. You know, the second that Gideon turned around to smash it, well, that's when BC swings. They know that he cannot be shooting back if he's mid-melee animation, if his back is turned towards them, and it just eases up that 1 versus 2. The whole pressure of, oh no, we might die, completely goes out the window, and you can peak with comfortability, or confidence rather, for at least a second or 2. And that now means that we're working our way through the bomb sites because Beast Coast, you know, ripping up those victories. 1 AVG, 1 on trophy. So we're going downstairs into kitchen dining, and well, look at Sweater bringing out the vigil. Obviously, we're gonna get active because that is the name of the game for Beast Coast. Drip will bring out those mute jammers, but he does not have a shotgun, right? He is bringing that MP5K. He wants to get aggressive as well, leaving up all the soft destruction basically to Slash, whereas impacts and that secondary shotgun on Maestro. And if you're a Slash, you'll be like, oh, this is so annoying. I mean, you know, Drip could just pick up a shotgun and make my life easier. But then again, the whole win condition for Beast Coast is to let people like Drip go crazy, and it's obviously working very well.
Yeah, they're clearly having a good time with it
this.
as well. You've got Sweater, who's trying to play the most aggressively we have seen him yet, going for a bit of a spawn peek towards the ruined spawn from the main double door. He'll actually step outside and get detected, but nobody from DarkZero was in his line of sight anymore. But Canadian rounds the corner, rather it's Panba who gets slammed into the earth. Wow, Sweater was ready for that, must have heard the vault animation, because Panba, he thought he caught Sweater off guard, but really it was him who really didn't know what was coming.
I think Sweater's playing ranked right now, honestly. I think he forgot what match he's in right now. But I saw they were playing TDM for warm-up on stage before the match came on. And I mean, I feel like, you know, Sweater and Drip might have forgotten that they actually left that match and actually played a professional game of Rainbow Six Siege, because I wouldn't say they're not respecting DarkZero, but they have so much confidence. It doesn't seem like they're even worried about the players right now. And Panbasu getting shut down massively, who's 2-7 right now. And without Panba, the injuries are kind of struggling for DarkZero. It's tough.
Panba was that top frag. I already said it yesterday.
Yeah.
He had a 1.51 rating. He had a 12-5 plus 7 overall, 2-1 on the KD. On the entry, rather. I've said that before, but the point is, Panba is 2-7. Where has he gone? DarkZero need him if they want to make this one happen, because Beast Coast, it really feels like they are seizing this momentum and trying to run away with it. It felt close, but Beast Coast have started to step ahead. They've got a 2-round lead, and they're playing more confidently than ever.
They are. I mean, Sweater, sure. He survived. He's very low on HP. Now, Canadian can do some work with that Jackal gadget, but, well, Anthony, who he scanned, is so far off the map, so he's not even nearby to be dealt with. And now we see BC playing more together. Anthony coming back to side to play together with Slash. We saw Drip and Sweater upstairs playing together as well. And Beast Coast want to ensure that this lead that has been established will stay in their favor. And DC, they're looking for something, right? They're trying to scrap this round together with that early loss. There's very few drones available, 5 total, 4 on the ground, and honestly, they don't have a ton of map control. This nade could really bring them back in the round, but that nade will not do any damage at all to Surf. But a gun bulletable from NGR, now evening back the man count to 4 versus 4.
Yeah, it's even, and Sweater is on just a sliver of HP. 1 bullet to anywhere on his body will take him down. So this is not over whatsoever for DarkZero. I mean, you've still got Canadian in play. He's done a great job of neutralizing these advantages in these prior rounds, and he's looking to do so again. He knows exactly where Sweater is coming from. He's got his eyes trained on those red stairs, and Sweater, he'll step up. Canadian does back off that angle, but to do something more important, to cover the planter. Eclipse sticking this. Canadian on the coverage gets one, quickly denied by that Alda, but Drip takes a lot of damage, finished off by NJR. Anthony has to step up and do something, and he will, but Eclipse is there for the trade. Slash last player standing, and he's got to find 2. 1 player is up above, though, so he has his work cut out for him, given that he is a big boy, and he's got to lumber all the way up top to get that done. He will collect the kill on Eclipse, but really, does it matter at this point? NJR sitting up above can sit there calmly, has eyes on that diffuser, and he knows that eventually Slash is going to have to round the corner. He will do so, but he is out of time. He's going to have to stick this diffuser, and he gets spotted out from above. NJR cleans him up, and DarkZero stay alive.
Huge round from DarkZero, and Canadian especially, right? Because Sweater came for that flank on the red stairs, and the moment he creeped up and showed his head, Canadian flicked around, they had a flank him, got the easy kill, and then Canadian swung aggressively into kitchen through that China door. And you can argue, why would Canadian play so aggressive after getting the advantage? Well, it's because the plant was going down, and if Canadian can cause enough distraction and chaos in the moment, well, as long as they successfully get the plant down, they can play that post plant up above from NGR on the sledge. And we saw that earlier today with Eska, you know, when they were playing on Chile with, you know, 1 versus 3, you're a floor above the bomb where it's being put down on the bomb side, and it's so easy to win, especially 1v1, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, there are so many sites across the entire map pool where that kind of play is allowed. Think about Clubhouse on Arsenal in that basement site. Yep. You sit up on that kitchen hatch, and there's pretty much nothing the defense can do if you are already staffing that position. The power of vertical play, especially in a post plant, cannot be underscored enough, because again, the defense can't really take those gunfights with you that easily, and if they don't have a man advantage, there's really nothing they can do to bring that one back. So DarkZero are 1 round closer to not only equalizing the man count in the round, but equalizing our round count overall. Still down by 1 as Beast Coast lead 5-4.
Yeah, and actually DarkZero making a swap here, putting Eclipse back on the Ace and allowing Panda on that F2. It's the F2 Basu, as Cookies put himself last night on the desk. And I think the name of the game right now for DarkZero is to try and get Pambasu back into the game, right? Getting comfortable. If he's not feeling the Ace or the AK-12, etc., or finding himself needing something to make himself successful in the round, give that to him. If that's the Twitch, let it be that way. Canadian scan defeat. The timing actually favors him, but it was also close to be his own demise. Canadian finds the opening kill to Sweater. Finally, this kind of rivalry between these two players, getting opening kill to opening kill, it goes in favor of DC, it goes in favor of Canadian. The Jackal's activated.
Yeah, Canadian finally just getting that opening before it could actually, or before he could actually be spotted out on the Jackal and doing his job as a Jackal, that Inox scanner doing exactly what he is meant to do. On the site, you do have 3 players sitting in wait, but there is still one roamer that DarkZero have to worry about. It is Slash with the C4 lurking down below around living room and library. Actually, he's back upstairs. He's worked
fast.
his way back up the stairs. Yeah, he's quick. He's worked his way back up the red stairs and is positioned in the 90 hall, looking to provide this cutoff as DarkZero work their way across to try to pressure Aviator in games.
And the thing is that when Sweater died early on, and you also have a Clash on the side of Anthony, you're kind of playing only 3 guns on the defensive side of Beast Coast because, you know, Clash is going to be extended up, use a shield, slow down, and act as a drone and information gatherer. Then you have Drip on the Yokai, the Echo, where, well, you might be on cameras using those Yokai drones actively. That means you only have 2 guns all of a sudden, and it's Slash on SMG-11, and it's Surf on SMG-11. So gun power-wise, on the side of Beast Coast, there isn't a whole lot when you got like AK-12 and Eclipse, F2 and Pambasu, LMG and Hyper, etc. So Beast Coast up in a world of trouble here because, well, once Pambasu closes in with this drone, gains the information, and can push up the 90 hall, they're going to get limited on where they can be on site. You know, Vault is safe, top main is safe, but that's the only ground they really have.
One possible problem, though, is the lack of Zofia stuns against the Clash. They're going to have to figure out a way to deal with Anthony with those nades, with sheer gun power, without the easy little, I guess, go free, pass go, whatever you get when you play a Monopoly, to take him down. But Canadian will end up taking Drip. Still have to worry about Anthony, but there are only 3 Beast Coast defenders
C4
left, and here comes that plant going down. C4 not on the mark. The smoke missing as well. Slash from below can't get the job done, so the bomb is down, and we're in a post plant. Slash down below is last alive as Eclipse cleans up Anthony. He's going to have to work his way back up the stairs with that SMG-11 if he wants. Well, it looks like Beast Coast have lost a little bit of that momentum, and DarkZero have seized it and are going to look to hold onto it as long as they can. Everyone heating up, I guess, except for Panba, who still really hasn't done much to find the scoreboard. I guess DarkZero have been doing fine without him, though. NJR has stepped up, found 10 kills. Eclipse is doing well. Hyper and Canadian all hitting at least 7 kills, all positive right now. Only Panba lagging behind just a little. And like I said, Beast Coast starting to cool off. It was Sweater who was running around the map like a madman, collecting a ton of kills. We've seen him continue to bring out that aggressive play style, but it looks like DarkZero have realized what they're dealing with and have done a good job of countering that pretty successfully.
Yeah, and I think this standout player these last couple rounds have actually been Canadian, right? He's doing the interact down below, lurking around, and yeah, he got shut down once by Sweater, but then he also returned the favor 2 rounds later and shut down Sweater himself, and Canadian is allowing his team to gain a lot of map control and freedom, and sure, sometimes, you know, NGR, Eclipse, Panba, and Hyper will run into a problem, and Canadian can't really help besides, you know, maybe talking to them, but it's been going all right, all things considered, and I think when you shut down Sweater, you shut down the roam game, and you're worrying about where is Canadian on the map, that's going to help everybody from DarkZero inside of this map in this round because it's what Beast Coast relies upon, right? That wow factor. What room will they be hiding in? And we see right now Surf all alone inside a vault, halfway across the map with no support. You know, can DC deal with him?
Well, it looks like they're going to try to do that as we've got a couple of players working their way up onto the study balc. Somebody on the top of main stairs already, it would appear. Surf will open up a hole a little bit further, trying to deal with those X-Kairos pellets, but the impact trick is well off the mark, so he is forced to fall back. Hyper will quickly seize this position, not wanting to give up even a second of the intel they have. Intel and Siege go stale very quickly, so it's good on DarkZero to act on that very, very fast. Sweater just spotting out the head of Hyper, but cannot capitalize, so he will back off to the red stairs and wait for DarkZero to walk into his open arms.
Ooh. Ooh, but he's stuck, and NGR is down below. Great rotation from DarkZero, right? Recognizing that there's a player on the red stairs. Gotta capitalize, isolate, take down the kill with Surf instead of 90. I don't think they know. Oh, the drone missed him. He's gonna seize this opportunity. No, never mind, actually. Gonna fall back to the side, take out the drone, and say, we play it safe here. 5 versus 4, minute and 20 to go, and now DC has established that half of the map that they wanted. Well, the one big key factor again is Canadian. He's been down below this entire time in library, living, kitchen, dining, which means that DC actually has a lot more control than what meets the eye. And all that BC has is the bomb site and master bedroom. So DC now, if they can rotate a player or two to master bedroom balcony, Eclipse right there on your screen just did just that. And that means now the DC are in full control with the map. And all they gotta do now, which is easier said than done, is to execute accordingly.
Well, as we saw Surf back off, I think it's pretty clear that what Beast Coast may have talked about is playing that a little bit more safely. Once they lose a player, they don't want to risk too much. Instead, have more guns up on the site and be ready to go. I guess Surf still wants to play semi-aggressively on the site itself. He'll be positioned in closet, was tempted to go for a swing out the closet window, but he's flashed, so he'll back off and play a little bit more passively. But his position is definitely known. He has to tuck tail and run because he is coming under fire. Drip is coming under fire as well. Panba will claim his kill, and now only 3 of these defenders remain. 2 of them remain as Slash is felled. Hyper trying to get this bomb down. Surf going for the swing, actually waiting for Panba to walk into his arms, but NJR cleaning up Anthony. Canadian taking down Surf, and DarkZero with 3 rounds back to back to back. They've taken the lead for the first time.
That they have, and that was a nice adaptation from DarkZero because they started planting, and the moment they lost a player, they stopped planting immediately, guns up, did not want to give any chance of a clutch from inside of Beast Coast. Then, well, if you're Beast Coast now, you had the lead, you've now officially lost it. It's match point. You don't have a timeout anymore. DarkZero does. So the thing is, DarkZero has more things going their way, and also they have the last 3 rounds worth of momentum going into this potential final round of a kitchen dining defense here. And BC, they aren't changing anything up in the upper lineup, right? It's the Mute still, the Vigil, the Maestro, the Melusi, the Smoke, same old, but who has better influence on his teammates? Canadian or Drip?
100% to 0. That's my guess.
100%. I'm gonna say 98.
Oh my goodness!
What?
Are you kidding?
All right, I'm gonna think here, theorize, right? I think a lot of people that voted is like Drip is a positive. You know, we see him on the player cams. Right? He's like, woo, let's go, wow, you know,
Hyping
good
them up.
vibes. Yeah,
Exactly.
hyping them up, and that is a good influence. And then some people think they mean leadership, right? And Troy's like the leader people always talk about. And Drip himself in his interview said, you know, he wants to take down Canadian as the leader. He must be like, you know, we're better than him, etc. And he said that Canadian was on the fraud watch. Is that the term? The fraud watch?
Fraud watch, yeah. I think that's how they put it when they were, theorizing. They were theory crafting and all those little videos we saw them writing it on the board, NA fraud watch, all that kind of stuff. Clearly, yeah, they're feeling pretty loose. But
they've been having good fun with those videos.
They have, and it's been great to see them. All the players having a good time. But Beast Coast, they really want to win this, and that will help them have an even better time. So Sweater, he's just going to run out the door. NJR caught on his drone, and Sweater swinging on the study balcony will claim the opening kill for Beast Coast. On match point, Beast Coast doing a great job to kick things off now twofold as Anthony takes down Canadian.
Boy. I mean, okay, so you said that this game might be our first OT game of the year and of the season. I'm not going to change anything, right? It's a 3v5, anything's possible, but yes, it's a close game. You are correct. And you might also be correct that it might even go all the way to be so close that it's going to go to OT. 2 minutes left. 3v5 in favor of Beast Coast. They're on the bomb side now. Sweater ran very far away, tail between his legs. And you know what? I'm not going to throw this round. Back to my friends I go. And then Anthony found one of his own as well, leaving Drip and Slash inside to make sure that no one's rushing.
And now that they've got that advantage, if they just play together, this is their round. There's no question about it. Just play the trade game. Don't allow DarkZero to take individual gunfights one after another, because we've seen all of these 3 players at some point, either today or yesterday, have proved they are more than capable of doing that. But right now, these DarkZero attackers are also a little bit spread out. You've got Panba working his way up those basement stairs. You've got Hyper and Eclipse, who both dropped onto the pantry stairs and are looking to make a move. But look who's ready for that. Slash. He is more than ready. He's just going to hold left click with that Alda, take 2 headshots. Anthony finishes up Panba, and DarkZero get flawless again. Is that the 3rd time, essentially, we've seen that?
That is the 3rd flawless, 2 for Beast Coast, 1 for DarkZero, and that also puts us into overtime for the first time. Here on Villa, first time seeing Villa, first time seeing overtime, and 3 flawless rounds so far. So no aces, though. I will say, no aces.
But at the very least, both of these teams have secured 1 point. In our point system, if you go to overtime in these best of ones, you secure 1 point if you get that loss, 2 points if you secure that win. But 3 points are no longer on the table for one of these teams because we are in OT, and best of one scoring is all about dividing up those points. Because clearly these two teams are pretty evenly matched on Villa right now, so makes sense not to award one team the full credit for that victory or that loss, because it is indeed quite competitive.
It isn't. It also as a player, right? Like, let's say you go to OT, you go all the way, and then you lose in OT. It's like you get 0 points. That would suck, right? It's like we clawed it back, we fought so hard, and we don't get a single piece of reward. Now, because you've entered OT, you're guaranteed that 1 point, the commendation point for showing up, participation trophy, if you will, for making it so far. And honestly, it's quite nice to see, especially if you're a fan of these teams. It sucks seeing them go so far, so close, and come away with nothing. So the 1 point really is nice to see, and BC bringing out the Maverick, something that we haven't really seen so far in Villa, and it's something that can be hard to activate because of so many soft walls, crossfires, verticality, C-force, etc. Where most teams, and both DarkZero and beastcoast as well, they've been primarily using Ace and Hibana or a mixture of both. Whereas NGR, once again, bringing out the Warden in case some Ying shenanigans gets brought out, but that is not the case.
Well, DarkZero on defense first in overtime, so if we go to all 15 rounds, they will get to defend twice, but as this map has been 3-3, 50-50 split, has not favored the defense or the attackers on either half. This is pretty even footing for both teams. Already some action directly on the site. Beast Coast not going for that full study over clear like we've seen them do last time, instead pressuring this site right away. Hyper has come under the gun, so has Canadian, as the flashes and the stuns come on in those windows. NJR, he feels that pressure, he wants to get aggressive, he'll swing that Astro window, but back off as he just misses the kill.
And this opening kill hasn't happened yet, but it plays a crucial role for both of these teams because more often than not, the opening kill means you also get the round, and this has been a back and forth where sometimes that's not always the case, but especially in OT, when the pressure is at its highest and the risks they feel so risky and not so rewarding. Whoever gets the opening kill really has that mental favor saying, you know what, we're in the clear, we didn't mess up, we're good. Flashbang, it is clear right now. Nate is going to follow through, clear out this shield on concrete. There it is.
Yeah, just gets burned at the last second and eventually taken care of. So 90 seconds in, and Beast Coast feel like they're ready to move in. Surf may be tempted to jump in that bathroom window. He'll let the Yana Gemini clone go in first to see what waits around the corner, but NJR will shut down that clone before too much intel could be gathered. The Bana pellets go down, and Hyper cannot get the impact trick done in time, meaning that wall is open. The triple wall exposes those defenders on the site.
Yeah, it's worth maybe considering there if you don't actually throw the... No, drip, opening kill, okay. Hyper gets taken down, no impacts in his pocket, so nothing too much is lost, but that now means that BC can open up this wall even further, but NGR wants to shut that down right now.
Yeah, NJR gets one back, Canadian follows, but Anthony keeps us even in that 3v3. Diffuser still has to be recovered, but we've got a skirmish down below. Eclipse takes down Surf, who is all alone in that position, leaving Slash and Anthony out to dry. Slash takes a little bit of damage here and needs to work with his teammate to get something going, but again, his teammate is on the other side of the map than him, and they have to find a way to group up in the next 25 seconds. Get together, guys. You've got no time remaining, and you've got to make a move. He'll jump in down below and look to move up those Astro stairs while Slash stays on the site and looks to pressure that triple wall, but he's got to grab that diffuser, and now he's got to push in this room. He'll be walking into a crossfire. DZ know exactly what's coming. 5 seconds to just get this bomb on the ground. There goes Anthony dropped. Pamba cleans him up and can into this round. They're probably only just guessing, though, on which site they're going to end up running into. Thankfully, even if you don't have the right strat in mind going into the round, like we've said before, attacker repick allows you to pivot on the fly. Beast Coast have won Aviator once, Trophy and Statuary once, and Kitchen and Dining once. So DarkZero, maybe they didn't know exactly what to expect, but as soon as those drones get into the building, they're going to have a pretty good idea that it is Trophy and Statuary that Beast Coast have elected to defend.
Yeah, and last time we saw this defense from Beast Coast, it was DarkZero that came out on top, right? They got the opening pick, then they worked their way through top red, they walked into Statue, they planted the diffuser while Eclipse was on that master pitch on balcony, shutting down the rotation. So last time, Beast Coast did not have the right success, and they're choosing once again from Anthony to bring out that clash, get mobile, gain information, and hopefully stall out or slow down DarkZero. But to be honest, when they played Clash the last time on AVG defense, it didn't really seem to do a whole lot, and especially because they lost the opening pick. right? So they played that 4 versus 5, plus Clash doesn't really have a gun, makes it a 3 versus 5. So when you have the advantage, the Clash becomes extremely nice to have. But when you fall early on, it almost becomes like your downfall in a way.
Does the Twitch affect the Clash in any way? Can that Twitch drone actually make an impact?
So that's a good question. Unless it's changed since I retired, the Twitch drone can actually sap Clash, not directly on the shield, but her body from behind, and it'll cause the full, swing out, exposing the chest of Clash, almost as if you're meleeing her. It's a very interesting mechanic.
Yeah, no Zofia, but still some possibility of working away that Clash if you need to, get her taken care of in a rush situation.
Yeah.
Of course, deploying those Twitch drones does take some time, but we know Canadian can be quick on his feet, and he can get that done if the situation calls for it. But right now, they're not worried about that Clash or even what's going on that top floor. It is a first floor entry into kitchen and dining, and for the first time, I think we can say there is no real roam from Beast Coast downstairs, not trying to pressure DarkZero the moment they walk into the building.
No, it's true. And oh my god, that wall bang almost got the opening pick on Twitter. That would have been the worst way to go out, but he gets to live and play out this round a little bit longer at least. And well, Anthony's still alive with these magnets, going to enforce his position, or fortified rather. And DC, they gotta figure out how to get inside the map, right? As you said, they went below, they got some vertical control. Nades are starting to fly out all across the board, but without those nades, this Clash becomes more and more difficult to deal with. And of course, so does anything else. There are no shields from the side of Beast Coast, which means that won't be a problem. But they do have a singular C4 from Drip, so limited utility that they can actively use to kind of get in the way of DarkZero.
Yeah, no DarkZero, we're trying to nade from below, but like you said, you got to keep those grenades close to the chest because Anthony is still on that Clash, and that is a perfect weapon to take care of her, so you got to make sure you have that piece of utility later in the round. You can't use those all on the vertical, but it looks like NJR might sniff around that there's somebody around the corner. Drip is positioned on those basement stairs, but NJR does feel comfortable enough to continue with those grenades. Opening pick is finally found. Slash onto Canadian, but Panba, finding his 5th kill of the map, will take down Slash. NJR now is solely focused on the possibility that Drip could get something done, but the C4 is going to come up empty, and now Drip is in a tough spot. NJR still backs off, though, so now we're going to focus on DarkZero with 20 seconds. They're going to have to push this site. Drip is going to have to return to the site. NJR is going to have to return to his teammates, but the Clash is still up. DarkZero have not made enough progress. This is looking very concerning for them. It's going to take quite a play. Panba sneaking around from behind could maybe get this done. He will take care of Surf Eclipse with a kill on a Drip. This puts them in the advantage. Anthony is in a crossfire. He gets taken down, but oh no! The nade kill onto NJR. Eclipse is the last player standing, and just like that, DarkZero lose the chance to get the bomb down. The nade kill onto himself. That's how the round ends, and Beast Coast send us to round 15.
It's a disaster, full-blown disaster. What a mess, what a chaotic and poetic ending to the second final round of this matchup. The grenade, the Maestro bubble, the Clash, the flying from Panbasu. Oh my goodness. And that brings us to 7-7 overtime match point. It is not infinite OT, guys. We're not in the grand finals, not in a major or anything like that, but we will see this final round play out with DarkZero on the defense. Both teams having burnt their timeout, which means straight into the action. Living Library, the usually funky bomb site that not many teams play, is where we will see our victor. And last time, if you recall, Beast Coast tried to go up above, roam clear. Couldn't figure it out, so they just tried to go for a straight, bomb site-ish rush. And it was a massacre. Toxic babes are tossed out, flashbangs, grenades, etc. But ultimately, DarkZero, with that vertical control side of Vault, they shut down the plant possibility from Beast Coast, and they got the round. So DC were the victor previously on this bomb side.
It was a flawless round.
It was a flawless round.
DarkZero, yeah, crushed Beast Coast before the attack could really get any sort of foothold. So that's exactly what they're going to be looking to emulate again. Beast Coast need to figure out how to attack this site, and because they already burned that tactical timeout, they don't have time to think it over and get something going. They just got to figure it out on the fly. We know this team is flexible. There's a lot of firepower. There's a lot of brain power on this team too, and I don't think that is mentioned enough about this new team. But at the end of the day, they've got to make it happen right now. It is with, I guess, technically just 1 point split on the line, either that 1 point or those 2 points, but they would really like to take down DarkZero. I know Drip really wants this win.
Even if not for the point, the players is the bragging rights and say, we beat DarkZero. No one's gonna ask you, but by how much? And you're like, by 1 round. No one cares, right? Either you win or you lose. So this 1 round right here, but the opening kill goes in favor of DarkZero. It's Eclipse on the Warden, taking down the leader in Slashhawk.
Wow, DarkZero, what a start. Getting that opening pick and doing exactly what they need to do to put Beast Coast into these uncomfortable positions where they start to get flustered. But this could be big. Hyper just staying alive. Sweater only slightly off the mark with that frag grenade, and we are still holding that advantage for DarkZero. Panba, he's going to be careful, and he's going to back off to the cover of that shield. Doesn't want to expose himself too much. He knows that his team has this advantage, and they're going to want to hold on to it as long as they can.
Yeah, and Panba's position here on the top main stairs is the most important spot on the map. This red grenade almost takes him out, but he runs away. He wasn't cooked long enough, but the shield is gone. Surf runs up the verticality, but the trade comes through. It's 2 for 0. They're still in the lead.
Oh, Panba takes down Drip as well. A double kill for him, and just like that, DarkZero have put themselves on top. It is all up to Anthony, and there is almost nothing he is going to be able to do. He does have 2 low HP defenders to find. Both Panba and Hyper have no HP really to work with, but Anthony is now in the middle of about 5 different defenders looking at his position. He pulls out the nade, and NJR finishes him off. DarkZero, it is an 8-7 victory. It took them to the last possible round, but they will close it out. Overtime win, our first overtime game, and damn, was that exciting.
And you're right. It was a close game. It was an overtime game. And that final round, I don't know if you saw, it was a flawless one as well. So 2